It's showtime. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Smoothie Saturday. You're here in the kitchen studio once again for our Green Smoothie 2.0. All right, I'm going to invite our friends over on Instagram to join in and watch as we create a souped up version of our green smoothie. So, I'll be right back. As you might notice, I am not wearing an apron today. I'm wearing my chef's hat. And we're doing it for shits and giggles. You gotta have fun in the kitchen. You gotta have fun. Hello over on Instagram land. We are doing Green Smoothie 2.0 today. I know if you all have been joining me for a lot of these, you've seen the original green smoothie. Okay, well, actually, I think I maybe only kept that exclusive to the Moves with Maria group. But the green smoothie, the base of most of my smoothies is my green smoothie recipe. Okay, and that is very simple, very straightforward. You can make it ahead of time, so you have like 3-4 days all together. And you've got it ready and waiting for you in the fridge. All right. Super, super helpful when you're looking to save on time and to save on effort. Just make a big batch of it, okay? So we are going to soup up our smoothie. It is Smoothie Saturday. All right, so here we go. Souped up green smoothie. So we've got our beautiful Vitamix. Vitamix, loving it. All right, base of the green smoothie. We've got an avocado, half of an avocado. We're still going to use the avocado, all right? We want our healthy fats. So we've got our beautiful half of an avocado. This batch I got from, where did I get these? I think I got them from Whole Foods, but they've been holding up really, really nicely. Normally, it's like 0 to 900 or 0 to rotten with avocados. So these have been holding up pretty nicely. Just a half of an avocado. Sometimes, depending on what I'm going to be eating that day, I might throw an entire avocado in there. Okay, so based on what you're eating, throw in what you can. What you've got room for. All right, here we go. Half of an avocado. Then we've got spinach. I've decided to just throw a bunch of spinach on my plate today. I don't measure. Spinach is good. You need to eat your spinach, so get it in there. All right, I've got some romaine lettuce. I'd say maybe about 1/4 of a head of lettuce. All right, shoving it down in there so the blades can do its job. All right, half of an avocado, spinach, and romaine. Mint. Mint is so yummy. Mint is so good. Detoxifying, alkalizing, purifying for the body. And I like mint. I wasn't really sure about it at first, throwing it in there, but now I can tell. Like when I run out of mint and I'm still like, oh, I gotta get my smoothie in, I gotta get my nutrients in. I make it, and it just doesn't have that it doesn't have that little bit of awesomeness to it. So I love having the mint. And this organic mint came from Food City, of all places. Whole Foods often doesn't have it. And it's in the smaller containers. You get maybe like 2-3 leaves in there. This organic mint by Goodness Gardens, my husband Bert found it for me at Food City. So shop around for your produce. You never know what you might find. So we're making Green Smoothie 2.0, alkalizing, but at its very core and nutrifying overall. All these things that we're doing to soup up this smoothie today, we are like so packed full of amazingness that I don't know why I haven't been adding them before. All right, but so far the typical base of my smoothie is half of an avocado. It is spinach, romaine lettuce. I just added the mint in there, and then we've got lemon juice, okay? Lemon juice helps break down, any citrus really, will help break down the greens, especially the spinach, will help break down all the nutrients in those vegetables and allow them to be more bioavailable to your body. So if you're eating a spinach salad, make sure you've got some citrus thrown in there. Hello, hello. Make sure you squeeze a lemon on top of it, an orange, right? A lime. Any sort of citrus is going to help with that breakdown process. So add in your citrus. Once again, no measuring necessary. You can't go wrong with a smoothie. So I'd say that's probably like 3/4 of a cup. And oh no, where did it go? Moves with Maria water bottle, come on. Ugh. Just when you think you've got it all set up and you forget one thing. All right, you gotta always have your filtered water ready. And in my awesome Moves with Maria water bottle, it is always at hand. All right, a little bit of filtered water. Unless you just loving on that tartness with the lemon juice, then just go ahead and load it up with lemon juice. I'm not gonna put too many frozen veggies or fruits into my smoothie today. I'm gonna keep it completely green, okay? And you know that if you're adding fruits into your green smoothie, it turns out to be like this weird poop green color. So we want it to be vibrant, we want it to be fresh, and we know it's gonna be alkalizing and nutrient dense. Why do we want it to be alkalizing, you ask? Because acidic environments in our body is where dis-ease grows, cancers grow, sickness grows, gut problems grow. We need to be in balance, right? That's the key word for all of life is balance, not too extreme. And if you go extreme, know how to bring it on back, right? I had a question the other day about hydration. And why, like when I'm drinking, I'm supposed to be drinking water. I'm supposed to be drinking half my weight in ounces of water every day, but I find myself peeing all the time. Well, that's not good, right? If your water has a job, then it knows where to go in your body to keep you hydrated better, because we don't just need water. We also need those wonderful things called electrolytes that live in our body that help keep us positively and negatively charged, and all of our muscles and everything, which it's all just energy, right? So we need those pathways to be sturdy and strong. How do we get electrolytes? Well, you can put electrolyte powder in your water, right? But a lot of times you'll find them sweetened with stevia, or they don't taste very good. They kind of taste like weird and kind of oily, or they just have a bitter taste to them. Oh, where else do you get them? Your food, your fruits, your vegetables. They live inside those plants and inside those fruits. So if you eat them, hi Shauna, if you eat them, you get them in your body. So good, right? Like watermelon. I've already eaten like half a watermelon today. Some people don't like the taste of watermelon and the fact that it's like crunchy and mushy and juicy all at the same time. I understand that. It's a texture thing. I've got it with certain fruits and veggies too. But there's so many other awesome things that can give you those electrolytes. Like, beautiful segue, thank you. Like honeydew melon. All right, honeydew melon. I know growing up, I wouldn't touch this shit with a 10-foot pole. All right. It was green. It was weird. I don't know why I didn't like it, but I was like 8. So who knows why I didn't like it. But knowing now, again, hindsight 2020, knowing what I know now, if I would have known it then, how healthy would I be? I wouldn't have been sitting around eating blocks of cheese and virgin daiquiris. Maybe I would still, but now I still drink daiquiris. And hi, LaRonda, happy Smoothie Saturday. I'd still be drinking daiquiris, but they won't be virgin. So we're adding, we've got our base for our green smoothie here already ready to go in our Vitamix. We've got our lemon juice in our water, half of an avocado, mint, spinach, and romaine lettuce. All right, now here is the 2.0 version. We are up in this because we know that the weather outside is starting to crank up, especially here in Tennessee. We're seeing those humid mornings. We're seeing those humid days. And I know I love working out outside, but what happens when we work out and it's hot? When we work out in general, we sweat. And why is our sweat salty? Because we're sweating out all of those salts, all of those beneficial salts for our body, those electrolytes I was just talking about. So how do we replenish it without going for those artificially made powders? Honeydew. That's how, all right? There is so many amazing electrolytes in honeydew. You've got calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, all of those things right here in the honeydew. So about a cup, we're gonna put about a cup of honeydew in here. And that's about 61 calories. Don't worry if you've got some seeds in there. It's all good. Just throw them in there. One more big chunk, maybe another one. All right, about a cup of honeydew. 61 calories, less than 1 gram of fat, 15 carbs, about a gram of protein, and vitamins out the wazoo. I've got my little cheater board over here. So I've got all of the facts, all of the knowledge right here for you. So we've got vitamins A, C, B6, vitamins K. Vitamin K, if you're ever worried about osteoporosis, if you're worried about losing bone density, vitamin K is where you need to put your focus, right? Not just calcium, not just calcium, not just calcium. Why? All right, listen, why? Because calcium's only one part of our bone structure, okay? There are proteins that need to be created in order to strongly make all of that little mesh that lives inside of our bones. Our bones aren't iron rods. They're all meshy on the inside. They're all kind of fibrous and stuff. And what makes those protein structures possible? Vitamin K, okay? They help build those proteins that builds the structure of our bones. All right, calcium is great. We do need it, but it's not the only thing we need in our diet. So where else can we get vitamin K? Where else can we get vitamin K? Anyone? Peanut gallery? Bueller? Vitamin K lives in zucchini. Yes, zucchini. That's right. You heard me right. Zucchini. I know we talked about this last week and that you could use this in replace of in replace of avocado in a smoothie in order to get that creaminess, okay? We already added half an avocado, so let's add half a zucchini because we want that vitamin K, all right? Beautiful cutting board. You gotta have a cutting board, like essential kitchen pieces of equipment. I'll probably do a live on this next. I did essential pieces of workout equipment for an awesome home workout, but essential pieces of kitchen equipment, you need a cutting board, all right? And look at this gorgeous specimen of all these different beautiful hardwoods. I don't even know what they are. Look at that. All intricately done by my dear hubby Bert. Love it. Love it. He's so talented. All right, so we got half a zucchini going in for our vitamin K, for our strong, healthy bones. All right, I'm just giving it a good rough chop. You don't want the machine to do too much work, right? Rough chop, about half a zucchini. All right, we're gonna add some more living water in our cucumber. Okay, we're gonna add a cucumber. Got about a half a cucumber going on. And that's what I love about smoothies. Smoothies, especially, I mean, you ever eat like Sunday, what is it, like Sunday sauce? You ever heard of that? And it's a tradition in some like cultures to just have a pot on the oven going all week long for all your scraps of your vegetables, skins of the onions, just like throwing it in that pot and making this beautiful stock that then sauces, you use the sauce and you have Sunday supper, right? You make a roast out of it. You make the awesome spaghetti sauce with the meatballs, but you call it garbage soup, right? You clean out the garage. Don't put anything from the garage in your soup. You clean out the refrigerator and you throw it all in one pot, and it's delicious. That's what a smoothie is, right? We throw it all in one pot, and it's delicious. And it can usually keep for about a day or two, right? Like you don't want to. You probably wouldn't want to hold on to these things for like longer than a week. The nutrients do start to degrade or start to oxidize after you cut them and you blend them up. It'll start to degrade a little bit. It's not that it's completely bad for you. You're still going to get awesome fibers. You're going to get some of the nutrients, but it just won't be as packed as freshly done. All right. So I feel like what I'm creating over here, this monster of a smoothie, is probably going to be for today and tomorrow because I'll be drinking on this all day. Okay. So we've added a cup of honeydew, half a zucchini, half a cucumber. The last thing that I want to add, and I know I put in I've got two more surprises for you. From the freezer. I said I wasn't going to add many frozen fruits and veggies today, but I had to bring these out because my mindset has shifted around this delicious, delicious fruit. Okay, grapes. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, why, Maria? Why did you hate grapes? They're so good. And I put them in the freezer all the time and I eat them like treats. And, yes, grapes are delicious and they are so good. And this is why I love learning, because the information you hear may not land 100% when you first hear it. right? It may not land the second time you hear it. And it may not really apply to you when you hear it the third, fourth, 10th time. But then when you start to really think about it and weigh the pros and cons, you know, you can shift your mindset around something. I used to think that bananas were like the devil. Okay, I thought that my body didn't like them. I thought that they were, you know, they were too full of carbs. They were too full of sugars. They were just too unpredictable of a fruit. And I just stayed away from them. But they are so good for you, right? That's what I used to feel about grapes too. I was like, oh my gosh, they are so packed with sugar. We got to get sugar out of our diet, blah, 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 blah. But the sugars we need out of our diet are the artificial sugars. And let me tell you, after more and more research about grapes, obviously try not to. I can't say don't, right? There's no definitives in life. Try not to eat the whole bag of grapes in one sitting, all right? They will spike your blood sugar because they have a pretty high glycemic index, right? They will spike your blood sugar, but there's lots of fiber involved in there too. So it will help regulate that blood sugar a little bit better, all right? A cup of grapes, you're looking at about 104 calories, 27 carbs, most of which do come from sugar, and about 1.5 grams of fiber per cup. A little bit of protein in there. You got vitamin C, vitamin K, B6. The coolest thing about grapes, though, a little bit more in the red grape variety, is the resveratrol that lives in the grapes, okay? That is like an amazing antioxidant. It helps with inflammation. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidative. It also helps increase your glucose receptors of your cells. Now, how cool is that? Something that I thought was so packed full of sugar that it would be detrimental to my insulin sensitivity, that it would spike my blood sugar so much. Got one of those phantom hairs on me. That I didn't want to eat it. But actually, eating grapes, because of the chemicals, like the nutrients and the phytonutrients and stuff that live inside these grapes, it's actually going to increase my insulin sensitivity, which is good, right? Decreased insulin sensitivity can lead to diabetes. We don't want that. We want our cells, when they notice the glucose, we want them to be able to uptake it and to utilize it. But we want it in its natural form, because if we're overloaded with sugar every single day, all the time, our cells get overloaded and they're like, oh, they freak out and they're like, we don't want it anymore. We don't want to use it. We don't know what to do with it. Just stop. And they become desensitized. All right. We want that sensitivity up there so our cells can uptake the glucose and it doesn't get stored as fat. Right? So a little bit of grapes is a good thing, and that's good because they're good and they're delicious. And so I put those in the freezer to act as like my little ice cubes. And we're going to add, let's see here. I'd say that's probably, 3/4 cup of grapes. Last little cool ingredient that I'm going to add, and I'm going to see if it changes the flavor profile of this smoothie, is the greens from my fennel bulb that I used the other night. So I'm going to little close zoom in of the fennel. And if you've ever seen fennel, it's got these cute little it's probably blurry. These cute little like feathery frond toppers. I think I've got a few still in here. Yeah, it looks like this. It's got these little feathery frond toppers, and you probably just usually chop them off and throw them away or compost them, right? But these cute little toppers, and it has a little bit of a black licorice flavor, or just a licorice flavor to it. And I used to really hate that too, but we have an entirely new body every 7 years. So our cells are regenerating all the time. That includes our taste buds. Okay, so what you liked 7 years ago or what you didn't like 7 years ago, you're probably like, oh, I'm cool with it anymore today. Okay, so I love studying Ayurvedic, like knowledge and medicine and all of that stuff. And people in India have had it right for a really long time. Like, they make it a point that after most meals, they chew on some fennel seeds. It freshens the breath, but it also aids in digestion, right? It helps keep those digestive juices going. And I think that's really cool. So adding, I mean, you can use every part of the fennel bulb. If you use the bulb itself and you want to saute it down and kind of get rid of that stronger licorice flavor, saute it down till it kind of gets a little golden brown, still a little aromatic, but it acts like an onion in any recipe. And so I wanted to be able to use the topper, use as much as possible. And I chopped up a little bit of this, tasted a little bit. And it does have a little bit of black licorice flavor to it, but I think it's going to complement that mint very nicely. Hi, cats. And so we'll try it. We'll see what happens. Okay, the last super surprise ingredient that we are going to use in our smoothie today are radish greens. All right, we get a CSA box from Signal Mountain Farms. My mom and I split it, and we got radishes in the last couple boxes. Just like the fennel toppers, it's like you chop the greens off the radishes and you eat the radishes and then you just toss the greens. Well, not only can you saute those greens and make up a nice little, saute them up with some spinach and a nice little veggie side for dinner, but you could also make a pesto out of them. You can also blend them in your smoothie, right? Kitchen sink smoothie over here, green smoothie going on. So I rinsed off a bunch of these radish greens, all right, and I've had them sitting and waiting in my refrigerator since last week, since Thursday. So we're going to throw a little bit of these radish greens in our smoothie. Now, why, do you ask, would we want to care about our radish greens? Well, my magic knowledge board over here will tell you. Radish greens are chock full of vitamin C, B6, and A. We've got magnesium, phosphorus, iron, calcium, potassium, folic acid. Helps purify the blood, helps cleanse the liver, and helps flush stored toxins and aid in digestion, just like that fennel. All right, so now we've got double duty, double whammy. We're aiding in our digestion, which we all know it's not what you eat. You aren't what you eat. Everybody says you are what you eat. No, it's not what you are what you eat. It's you are what you digest. Okay, because your body has to assimilate it for you to become it. But if you can't, then just like all that water you're drinking, you're just peeing it out. It's just going away, all right? So we want to be able to digest properly. And radish greens, really cool, again, on that Ayurvedic side of things, it's a pungent flavor. And we don't have a lot of pungent flavors in our SAD diet, standard American diet. Doesn't get a lot of pungent flavors. So we want to add those in. Radish greens, okay? Use them. It's a pungent. And it's a really cool property. Most greens have a cooling effect on the blood and the digestive system, right? But because of the pungent factor of radish greens, it also enhances the digestion, or the agni, that digestive fire. So it reduces any sort of indigestion or acid reflux or anything you might experience, cools that down, but also stokes up that fire. So you digest more completely and more fully. So, boom, in the blender it goes. All right. You know me, I've always got to have a couple extra little ingredients to go in my blender. And shoot, we may need a little bit extra water in there. All right, I'm adding this digestive help, okay? Iberogast. I get this on Amazon, and if you go to my Health Hostess page on Facebook, there's a little Shop Now button, which will take you to the page. But that's where I have all of my, anything I suggest to you guys, okay? Because I want you to have easy access to it, and I want you to be able to experience it for yourself. This Iberogast, when I took my Viome gut test, they suggested this as an additive into my diet. So it helps. I have a history of IBS and personally, and then in my family, we have history of ulcerative colitis, diverticulosis, which is before you get to the itis, osis before itis. And so we want to make sure, I especially want to make sure my gut is healthy and working appropriately. So this can help soothe any sort of irritations in my gut. And it recommends that I take it about 2-3 times a day. So I always wake up and take it when I take my morning supplements, and then I throw it in my smoothies, and then I'll have some again in the evening before I eat dinner. Just in case there's something in there, especially if I'm going out to dinner, if there's something in there that I know might irritate me, like a certain oil or seasoning or something like that. So what is in this, you might be asking? We've got angelica root, caraway, licorice root, bitter candy tuft, chamomile, lemon balm, peppermint, Mary's thistle. It doesn't taste very good. So in the morning, I do have like, I don't know, maybe 2 ounces of OJ that I mix it with. And then of course you won't be able to taste it in the smoothie. It's all hidden. So I'm going to do about that much, which should be about 20 drops. If you know me, I don't measure and I don't count well, especially when I'm talking. So sorry, Moves with Maria crew. We did arms, we did biceps and chest today. And I think on the biceps, I was like 10 reps. Yeah, 10. And then I started talking and I think we did like 20, 30, who knows? All right, we got maca powder. We love adding maca powder. It helps with that natural energy, natural vitality. Yes. Natural, oh natural. Cause you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Woman, you make me feel. All right, last thing, we're gonna add some spirulina. All right, this blue-green algae that I love to add to most everything. It's awesome. If you don't eat seaweed, start eating it. All right, if you don't add spirulina into your smoothies, into your smoothie bowls, do it. All right. It does have a little bit of sea kind of, you know, fishy smell, what you might associate with the sea. So that's why I like putting it in here if I don't really want that flavor to come through like super strong. But I do love eating just like the laver, the little seaweed snacks, like in replace of potato chips. So good. And there's so many trace minerals that you can get out of seaweed that we don't get in our normal diet. That are really, really good for you. And I'll do a whole nother show on just seaweed and sea products and why they are so good. So I add about maybe a half a teaspoon. All right, half a teaspoon on the counter and half a teaspoon in the smoothie. About a half a teaspoon. And it's green. I know you can get more blue kind of tinted colored stuff, colored algae. And that's what I wish I would have had last week for my red, white, and blue smoothie, because the blue just turned out to be like this weird purple. So, all right, who's ready to get to blending? Yes? All right, let's see what we got. Moment of truth. Blender, don't fail me now. No longer stick. Put the top back on before you blend. Oh my goodness, it's so good. All right, we gotta do the blender dance. Oh, blend it. Oh, blend it. Perfecto. I think that's good. Off. Oh no, it's all right. I got a little bit more of the spirulina on that first spatula than I wanted to. But that's all right. We'll use it to scoop out into the cup. All right. So you can see this gorgeous color of our green smoothie. Jars, mason jars. Use them, love them, keep them around. I've got all different sizes. I don't even know why we have cups in our house. Like, we just use mason jars. All right, here we go. What? Green goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. I love it. All right. Oh, so good. So good. All right, let's go. Moment of truth. A little chunky. I could have blended it a little bit longer. But so good. I think I would have put just a little bit more lemon juice in there. I should always just measure my lemon juice. I love a cup of lemon juice. That seems to be like the standard that I find as much success with. And surprisingly, it doesn't really come through, is the fennel topper. So that's really good to know. I mean, the benefits of having the fennel in there are like super, super good, right? So maybe a little bit. So if you don't like that black licorice flavor, that sometimes comes through, put it in a smoothie. Mask it with all the other delicious things. And I didn't put those grapes in the freezer until like right before I started this. So, so I probably would have frozen the grapes a little bit longer, so they would have acted more like ice cubes. And yes, Father, Daddy-O, it's much better than Soylent Green. But much better option is the green smoothie. All right. I think I'm going to throw this back in the blender, whip it up a little bit longer, see if we can't get it a little bit smoother. But I'm telling y'all, for everything that we've thrown in here and every nutrient that comes along with it, I mean, it's a no-brainer. The fiber that is in all of this stuff aids in that healthy digestion. We've got that little bit of extra jazz in there to help soothe the digestion and help all of that stay flowing. The radish greens that help stoke our fire. The grapes and all of their oxidative properties, and it's helping increase our insulin sensitivity. So staving away any sort of diabetes, any sort of, it aids in the digestion, the heart health, so all of that stuff. And we're alkalizing our body as well. So we're getting rid of all of that acidic environment. So disease, cancers, and all of those things, they can't affect us anymore. Isn't that so awesome? So I would love for you to ask me any questions that you want, anything if you're intrigued in some ingredients. I would love to know if you join along and you make these smoothies with me. What do you think about it? What's your flavor profile? What do you think it needs to add or subtract? Or maybe you have your own go-to smoothie recipe that you love, and share it with me. I would love to feature your smoothie recipes, because that's why we do this, right? That's why I do this, because I am here for you. As the health hostess, I'm here to bring health to you and give you options, right? Sometimes that's the scariest thing, when we get into the grocery store and we're just like freak out and we buy a bunch of shit and then we don't ever use it because we don't know what to do with it. All right. So we want shits and giggles, not just shits. All right. So go recap what went in this beautiful green jar. We've got half of an avocado. We've got mint. We've got lemon juice. We got spinach. We got romaine. What am I missing? We added honeydew. We added half of a cucumber. We added half of a zucchini. We added some green grapes. We added radish greens. We added a little bit of that beautiful feathery top from a fennel bulb, spirulina, maca powder, and water. That's it. I had some hemp hearts out here, but last minute I looked at them and I'm like, they're not really green, so they didn't make it in the smoothie today. But they're there if you want them, right? Hemp is a great source for a little bit extra protein if you need it. All right? So make it a healthy weekend, make it a healthy day, and just make healthy choices, right? Do the best you can when you can with what you got. Thank you all so much for joining me. Again, I would love to hear from you. Have you tried the smoothie? What works for you? What doesn't? What questions, do you have for me, the Health Hostess? Follow me on Instagram at the.healthhostess, over on Facebook. And if you're looking to get your move on, come over and join our private wellness studio, Moves with Maria, over on Facebook, and come move with us. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, we're there sweating it out in the garage studio, making it a healthy, healthy day. All right, y'all have a great Saturday. I'll see you later.